Welcome back, guys, to AZ Sports Roundup, and today we're going to be breaking down ASU's win against Texas State. We're going to be going a little bit over the Arizona Diamondbacks because they have shocked us all, and maybe we'll throw in a little bit of Arizona Cardinals. Let's end the game. Kicking it off, first, before we say anything, hopefully that wasn't too buzzy quality. We just got new mics, and I think they're pretty nice. Actually, Quinn just got his today. I have had this for about 5 years. I went to a podcast kind of like show, and I actually won it in a raffle, and it's a very nice mic, as you can tell. I just found it, ironically, and that's why Quinn got this one. And it turns out to be a really awesome mic, so we're going to be using these from now on. And I'll just say this, that's kind of the reason why I started this podcast, is because of this mic, because I won that thing, and I was like, yo, you know what, I might start a podcast. And it took about 4 years, but I ended up starting it. So we're going to talk about, I guess, ASU, and they just got a pretty big win against Texas State. Quinn, you can just kick it off.
Yeah, so I said this, so we didn't upload it, but we made a Mississippi State game breakdown, like talking about that. And then we had technical difficulties. The audio is horrible, and I just didn't get around to fixing it. So basically what I said in that is the vibe around ASU doesn't feel right. There's just something off. I don't know how to explain it. And going into this Texas State game, I wanted that to be fixed and just back to normal ASU vibe. I don't know how to explain it, but just keep it with me right now. That vibe was there against Texas State. Sam Leavitt had an amazing game. Jordan Tyson had an amazing game. Of course, that touchdown was amazing. But I was really impressed with the defense, just flying around, and for a Texas State offense that's very good, I think they, if I'm not mistaken, they averaged 500 yards per play, and Kenny Dillingham said he wanted to limit the explosive plays.
You just said 500 yards per play.
I said per game. Maybe I said per play. I meant to say per game.
It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, Kenny Dillingham wanted to limit the explosiveness, and they for sure did. I don't think they had a play over 30 yards, which was really good. And usually if you limit explosive plays, you have safeties farther back, which allows for easier zone coverage, or like easier to get beat in zone coverage, which we've done a lot. We didn't have soft zone coverage. Our defense was flying around, making hits left and right. Adrian Wilson had 2 huge hits on Texas State receivers. We're just flying around, and they just couldn't really do anything on offense because our defense was locked down. Jordan Crook is a monster. I think he had something like 3 sacks, a lot of tackles for us. I'm just doing this off of memories. I don't know for sure, but he had a monster game. The pass rush as a whole had a monster game. Basically, everyone played well, and this is exactly what I want going into our toughest part of our schedule.
Yeah, so I don't really want to point out specific players, but this is one of the first times, I would say, since the second half of ASU versus Texas and the entire game of ASU versus Iowa State, that this team looked like a team. And that's being completely honest. This team did not look like a complete team against NAU. This team did not look like a complete team against Mississippi State, obviously. This team, no matter the circumstances, no matter the names, they made stops. Like, if you don't know every single player on the ASU team and, like, you're like, wait, who is that doing really good? That's a good thing. You want to not know players that are doing good, because that's what I saw from this week, that it doesn't matter where your background is from. It doesn't matter if you're a 1-star, if you're a 5-star, if you came from a very small school. You have the right to be here, and if you're gonna make the big plays, then you're gonna play, and that's kind of what I think. That's what I gathered from this. So yes, name is awesome. Name, image, likeness, being Alabama, being Georgia, being Ohio State, being all those big names. But ASU is really bringing in we don't have to have all 5 stars just to be a very complete team. And ASU looks like one of the most complete teams. They quarterback Sam Levitt, yes, he's had up and downs, but he still is an elite quarterback. I think I'm glad that he had a bad game against Mississippi State because I'd rather have it be against Mississippi State than Baylor, than Texas Tech, than Iowa State. That's just the truth. And Jordan Tyson played an elite level. Expect some big plays from ASU this week. Got some intel on from a source, a text message, that ASU did a lot of big plays in practice, and they usually practice what they do in the game. So expect that Baylor game to be awesome. Kyson Brown's back. Injury report is a little bit interesting, but I also want to not get too deep into Baylor because we're going to be doing that podcast on Friday, and we will get that out on Friday. So it'll be a same day made, same day posted. This one will probably be posted on Thursday. So tomorrow you guys will get another episode on Baylor. And we might be in Waco. So just a little heads up there. But yeah, this team looked complete from the kicker all the way to the quarterback, and that's all I really need to say on that. And this might be the least amount that we talk about ASU this season because whenever they're just a complete team, you don't need to nitpick at anything. I mean, there's things to be happy about, but personally, I'm moving on from the Texas State game. I moved on from the Texas State game right whenever I woke up on Sunday after staying up till like 2 a.m. watching the game. So, awesome game by ASU, but I'm not worried about what happened last week. I'm worried about Baylor right now. Okay, so next, let's go with the D-backs. Now, we have not talked about the D-backs. We have not made a Cardinals, D-backs, Suns, U of A, which U of A got a win against Kansas State. Awesome. Kansas State might be the Utah of last year, or Utah of this year. But big win for U of A. I mean, personally, I like, as much as I hate U of A, it is awesome to see both teams doing well. Like, U of A is having a great season so far. I mean, a win against Kansas State, a win against Hawaii, like, that's not bad. And they are definitely a underdog, and they still have a shot. I'm not ruling U of A out. But going back on track, I always go off track. The D-backs, they just hit a walk-off single by, well, you're never going to guess who, Jordan Lawler. That was yesterday. Then again, today is Thursday, so the D-backs just lost their series to the Giants. Sorry, they just won their series, but they lost today, currently on Wednesday, to the Giants. More than likely, we'll be seeing this on Thursday. That was big for Jordan Lawler, though. Jordan Lawler got his batting average, I think, is like below .50. So his batting average is not good. But I don't like looking at stats. I like looking at the film. He is a great player, and I like that he's been playing more. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of our younger guys play because we traded Naylor and Suarez. But that's really a confident boost. And I can even say that as a baseball player. Whenever you get like a big hit, a big clutch hit for your team, that is just the biggest confidence booster. I remember, actually, I'm not going to talk about myself, but that coming from a baseball player, that is a big confidence boost. And yeah, that's just a really big win for the D-backs. And they are currently, I think, 77-76. They are about 2 games from a playoff spot, so they are in the mix. I think they only have 12 games left. Their last series are going to be hard, but the Phillies already clinched they might have clinched a bye. I think they clinched winning their division, so they're going to be more cautious with their starters. We play the Dodgers. That'll obviously be a tough one. I think we play the Padres too. I think we play the Padres, Dodgers, Phillies. I don't know who else. We play one more team, but that's a tough schedule to round out. The D-backs, snakes alive. I mean, this team can do At this point, I'm not going to try and predict. I'm not going to try and say. I'm just going to watch, and that's all I want you guys to do, because this team could end up going 12-0 in the next amount of games or whatever they have. Or this team could end up not winning a single game for the rest of the season. Who knows? This is Arizona sports, people. The most inconsistent in all of the nation, except ASU. Huh? Actually, no, even ASU. You could say in a very long time period could be considered inconsistent. So that's what we really need. We need that consistency back to the Arizona sports. But Quinn, what are your thoughts on the D-backs? I know you said that you haven't watched a ton of the games, but still, what are your thoughts on them potentially making the playoffs?
Yeah, you can't count them out. I think Corbin Carroll, he said this. You just can't count us out, because they could go on a run, and like JT said, they could also lose every single game. I'm surprised that they're doing this well, because I thought they would have taken a little hit because they did lose Suarez and Naylor. But they're doing just fine. They're in around 500, kind of where they were with Suarez and Naylor. So I think that's good to see, and they're not out of it. They for sure can make the playoffs. And who knows? Maybe they could have one of those legendary runs that we had in 2023 when everyone counted us out. We just barely made the playoffs and we made the World Series. I don't know. Anything can happen. I think Jordan Lawler getting that hit in the clutch moment, that has to be a confidence booster. He's not having the greatest of seasons. His batting average is not the greatest, but I think that this is, like JT said, it's a huge confidence boost, and I think that goes a long way, especially in baseball. And hopefully he can go on a hot streak like many players do. And if he can get hot at the right time, he's kind of the missing piece that we've been looking for. I think he can eventually be very good for us. And overall, I'm excited to see what the D-backs do in the last remaining part of their games.
So one thing that I was just like nodding my head at a lot, because whenever you said like it can be really big for a player to get that walk off and just a big hit in baseball, the batting average tells it all. You are going to fail more than you succeed as batting. I mean, obviously crazy plays can happen. You hit a fly out, but still, you are statistically speaking, you are going to fail more than you succeed, and that's just what baseball is about, and I learned a lot about that, so you don't need to ask me. But failure is a big part in the sport, and it's just how the sport works, and getting a walk-off hit is a big confidence boost. And before anyone else says it, I could see this team going on a World Series run. Now, nothing else to say. I could see this team going on a World Series run. What could I also see? Them going 0-12 in the next 12 games or whatever they have. But I will say this, it's very exciting whenever your team has all this momentum, because I think they've won the past couple or even multiple series, and that's huge. Corbin Carroll said in a press conference, I don't know if you said it already, you said something about him saying something, but he said, why not us? Why not the D-backs? Why not the D-backs over the Mets? And you Arizona sports fans, y'all will get excited whenever I say this. I'm pretty sure if the D-backs make the playoffs, they're playing the Dodgers in the first round. And oh my gosh, if we play the Dodgers in the first round, I would cry. I would be so happy. That would be amazing. Personally, that would just be amazing. I'm staying up till 10 p.m. just to watch the start of the games on a weeknight. That's what it is in the East Coast. It sucks. But D-backs riding high. Let's go to the Cardinals. Like I said, we ain't been talking about the Cardinals a ton, but we'll talk about them. They are currently 2-0. Oh my gosh, bro. My nose is so itchy. They are currently 2-0. That's big. That's real big. Because I want to say the percentage of teams starting off like 2-0, a lot of them make the playoffs. But it's 2-0 also. It's not 17-1. Sorry, it's not 17-0. It is the start of the season. They got a tough schedule ahead of them. They play the Seahawks. No, they play the 49ers this Sunday. And then next Thursday, we got a primetime game, boys. Wow, that voice crack. But we got a primetime game, and it's going to be lit because we're wearing the sickest jerseys I might have ever seen. But yeah, going back to just the overall excitement that I have when I watch the Cardinals. Last year, I was shaking in my chair just to watch Kyler Murray throw one pass. Even Sam Levitt. That's real quick. An ASU game, I did not get scared when Sam Levitt threw the ball. I was that scared in the Mississippi State game, which I had a lot of concerns the clock ticking to the Mississippi State game because I got sent a bunch of pictures by Quinn and all his family about like flyovers being there, the fans being crazy. Minute by minute, my heart started to sink even before the game started. And I was scared for Sam Levitt, and sure enough, he did not do good. That Texas State game, I was not scared, and that a lot of times the Arizona sports teams are like, they do the same thing even though they're different sport. They're all like the Suns this year. They did with the D-backs. The Cardinals, they're starting off iffy, but they're still starting off strong like the Sun Devils. They are very much alike. The D-backs going to the World Series. That's ASU making the CFP. I'm telling you, every single thing that happens to one team in the desert will happen to another. It's so weird. You can go do some scientific report on that. But going back to the point, Kyler Murray, I did not feel scared for him to throw the ball. Now, did the Panthers come back? Yes. Did we get the win? Yes. That's all I'm caring about. Stats scare me. Marvin Harrison did not have a great game. I'm going off fantasy stats. He sucked for me, but I still got the win in fantasy. Your boy's 2-0. But yeah, Kyler Murray, I believe in this team a lot more than I did in the past 2 years. Maybe it's because Jonathan Gannon is entering his third year as a Cardinal, and that just gives me like a sense of comfort. Last year, or this year, Kenny Dillingham, third year. You just get a sense of comfort whenever they're entering their third year. Entering their third year, and I like that. But the Cardinals, starting off very strong, gotta have the win against the 49ers this week. I think you have to win that if you want to beat the Seahawks. I think if they're 3-0 in the Seahawks game, they win. I think if they're 2-1, it's going to be a tough game. But, Quinn, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, overall, it was a great first half. I'm going to be honest, I turned the game off after halftime, and then I saw it was like 22-27, and the Panthers had the ball, and I'm like, oh no, what happened? So I'm not really going to get into the details of what happened, because honestly, I don't know, because I didn't watch it. But just watching the first half of that game, the pass rush that we spent a lot to get, Josh Sweat, that made an immediate impact. I think the third play of the game was a strip sack fumble touchdown, and I had the Cardinals defense in fantasy. They were probably like my third best team because everyone else on my team sold, but that was great. And then I feel like the next Panthers drive, the pass rush got to him. Bryce Young got hit as he threw, and he threw a duck as an interception. The pass rush was there. Our offense, while Marvin Harrison didn't get the bulk of the targets, we still did good. Trey McBride, Michael Wilson, and Kyler Murray, he did well. Kyler Murray, he's not been outstanding, but he hasn't been bad, and this is exactly what I want. I want him to be consistently average. I'd rather have him be consistently average than inconsistently either great or horrible. Because
like last year, he was in the MVP voting, and then the minute people said that, he fell off so bad.
Mm-hmm. If he can play at least consistently average, I think we'll make the playoffs. And while we have 2 wins, we're 2-0 against some of the worst teams in the NFL, and not very pretty wins. 2-0 is 2-0, and we play the 49ers without Brock Purdy. I think Max Jones is starting. That should be a win. So I see a win is a win, and in the NFL especially, just take all the wins you can get. And that Seahawks game, that's going to be awesome. Thursday night, amazing uniforms, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this podcast. Maybe we'll get our other thoughts. But amazing stuff for the Arizona sports community. We got the D-backs making a playoff push. We got the Cardinals starting off strong, and we got ASU. Obviously, they're 2-1, but we moved past that Mississippi State game a long time ago, and we're on to the Big 12. We are on the Big 12, and Quinn, me and you are going to be there. We are going to make an awesome vlog. That will be absolutely amazing. I'm not going to give you much of the details because I'm going to keep it a surprise. Hopefully that vlog gets out quick. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be lit. It's going to be fire. But, yeah, sorry, guys. Just one sorry. For us, I did not watch all the Cardinals game. I'll be real. I watched some of it. But I am not going to watch every single D-backs game, every single Cardinals game. I will watch every single ASU game. That's the only thing I'm committed to, because college football is college football. But other than that, if we don't watch the games, we don't watch the games. We'll get our stats. So don't blame us if you want to, but that's my only excuse. Hopefully y'all like this podcast with the new mics. Hopefully I didn't like that too much. That probably just blew your eardrums out. But hopefully I didn't do that too much. This rocking chair is really frustrating me, but we're working with it. I'm grateful that I have a chair. So that's going to wrap it up for the 15th time that I've said that. That is Quinn over there. And I'm JT Hill checking out. Hopefully y'all like this video and think about subscribing. Don't feel like you need to, but subscribe if you want to. Peace out.